Nonprofit organization dedicated to raising awareness of both NMOSD, MOGAD. We fundraise to support research, are very passionate about building communities of support for patients and their caregivers, and of course, advocating for patients. Welcome to our patient day in Dallas. This is our first really big one, so I have to admit I'm a little bit nervous. But being on stage again kind of reminds me of when I used to perform pre-NMO. So for those of you who don't know, from the age of 3 to 24, I have basically been in front of a camera on stage, singing, dancing, and acting. I had big dreams of becoming a Bollywood actress. Of course, that didn't happen, but I think this is cooler anyway. So very, very happy to be here. Thank you. So to the patients here and the caregivers, welcome to our community. I hope that you feel already a lot of love and a lot of support. And today is really for you. Today is for you to ask all the questions you have. We are so lucky to have so many experts and access to them today. So don't be shy, get your questions answered, meet each other, meet us. We want you to feel empowered when you leave, informed, inspired, educated, and feel like you're part of something and a community. Now I have a question for you, both the live audience and the virtual audience. For our patients, how many of you have never met another person living with NMO or MOGAD before? Raise your hands. Oh, Mary, wow, okay. I can't see, but anyone else? That's okay, all right. I remember the first time I met another patient in real life. It was a turning point for me, and it was a huge moment because finally you realize you're actually not alone in this rare disease. So I'm very happy for you, and thanks for joining. So why are we here? We are here today for community building, which I think is really, really important. Rare disease is not so rare, but when you do live with a rare disease, it can be incredibly isolating. So we don't want any of you to feel like you don't have a place to call home or you don't have friends in the community. So this is really about building the community, but also, as I said earlier, it's about getting smarter on your disease. The most powerful tool you can have in your toolbox as a rare disease patient is knowing about what you have, how to articulate it, how to communicate it, and being your best advocate. So that's what today is about. And though there will be a lot of heavy topics discussed and things that are uncomfortable sometimes to talk about, especially because you may be reliving some of the worst days of your life, we do want today to be somewhat informal and conversational. I don't want anyone to feel like we're just speaking at you. This should be interactive, so if you have questions, please just raise your hand and ask. And also, if you need to go to the bathroom, if you need a break, if you need to stretch, feel free. Today is super casual. And so a brief overview of the day. We are going to hear from some really incredible key opinion leaders in this space who will talk about NMO and MOGAD. We're going to hear from some of our therapy makers. So for NMO, we have 3 FDA-approved therapies, which is a game changer. If you know, you know. Having options is life-changing for all of us. We are going to hear from some allied health professionals, so from nurses, from PAs, from infusion nurses, physical therapists, and we're going to learn about the importance of clinical trials, especially in the setting of MOGAD. And also, a very important topic for me, we're going to be talking about health equity for all, because in my opinion, no one ever asks to get sick, and no one should be excluded from care or therapy or being treated like a human. So very excited to talk about that later today. And then we're going to conclude with some ideas about how you can get involved in the community, advocate for yourself, but also advocate for the community. And I would like to take a moment to thank our partners in making this happen. So that's Dr. Ben Greenberg at UT Southwestern. And of course, the Siegel Rare Neuroimmune Association, sRNA. Thank you. Been a longtime partner. Teamwork is the dream work. And of course, our sponsors, without whom this would not be possible. So Horizon Therapeutics, they are our platinum sponsor. Thank you so much. And then Genentech and UCB. These regional patient days rarely happened, especially after COVID. There was typically, one day a year in the same place, and we thought to ourselves, how about let's meet the community where they are? So we're really excited to take this show on the road, if you will. And Dallas is our first stop, so bear with us. We might make some mistakes today, but hopefully you all enjoy the day. And without further ado, I would like to introduce you all to my co-hosts of the day. So that's Dr. Ben Greenberg and Rebecca Whitney from SRNA.
Welcome, everyone, and thank you so much for taking the time out of your weekend to join us. I really don't have much more to add. Sumaira said it all perfectly, and I hope that at the very least you come away with a connection, a resource, or a clinician, perhaps, that you've needed as you go along your journey with NMO or MOG. So thank you.
Thanks. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm very grateful to the Sumaira Foundation and SRNA and sponsors for putting this together. I'm joined by lots of colleagues who you're going to be meeting today from UT Southwestern and from other institutions in Texas who have come in for today. And from the healthcare provider side, we spend so much time in the clinic working with patients, some of you and family members, and then we spend so much time together talking about research and trials and those types of things. It's nice to have a different environment to communicate and share and interact. And I've been doing patient programs with SRNA now for more years than I'm going to say. And at every one, I come away learning something new from you. So as we go through this today, we definitely want interaction and questions and discussion because it's very helpful for us, frankly, to hear about what's on your mind, what are the questions and concerns, so we can do a better job. So we're looking forward to it.
Dr. Greenberg, I love the pink shirt.
I did pull the pink out
I appreciate
for today.
that a
You're
lot.
welcome. Yes.
I appreciate
And I'm
that.
rocking it, I have to say.
I would say you're
shirt.
rocking it as well. It's a good color for you.
It is.
All right, so let's get started. We will start with our clinicians panel. Thank you, Rebecca.
And for those on the panel, you know who you are. Come on
Come
up.
on